been playing for a long time. I think it's around 25 years or so. I know it's over 2 decades. I know I'm pushing about, me and my partner Mike Faley added up one time. This was in 1985. We added up about 3,400 gigs that I'd done. So that's, I should let this breathe, shouldn't I? So that's a lot of gigs right there. So then since 85, I've done a lot more. So we're getting close to, I guess, about 4,000 gigs, which is, I always tell younger players, after you know, they say, well, my amp isn't quite right, and my bass isn't this, and I don't know, we should check my, and I go, how many gigs have you done? 2. I go, wait. I played the same bass, I do the same pickups, and the same string, and the same chord, and the same amp for, once you do about 500 gigs on it, then you'll get an idea of what's happening, you know, because you move the amp 2 feet, and everything sounds different, you know, adjust the action a 1/16 of an inch, and everything is completely different. Then, even use a different guitar gable, and everything sounds different. So, everybody, it was a big help to me to have done that many gigs and played for that long, because it showed me how everything worked. And then I knew the one variable in there was me. My grandmother told me that as long as she lived at our house with me when I was younger, and she says, well, as long as I'm alive, there'll never be an electric guitar in this house. Of course, her meaning electric bass, you know. So she died, and with the insurance money, I got my first bass. That's a true story. So we have an RPM meter on her grave now. It's how fast she's spinning. Sorry, Grandma, you know. The guy who really started me playing mostly for most of my technique was Tim Bogert from the Vanilla Fudge, an old band years ago. I have his record down there somewhere. Paul Gilbert gave me his record for probably the 10th copy I've had for my birthday recently. But he was a finger player, and I had to make a decision at one point to play with pick or with fingers. And he was the guy who made me decide, because he was just doing stuff on bass that no one else could do, and you certainly couldn't do it with a pick. So he was a big influence on me initially. And then probably the biggest influence of all was Jimi Hendrix, who, though he was a guitar player, more of the spirit. There it is. The beat goes on. There's another one down there too, isn't there, Steve? Of the that's Tim right there, kind of fogged out, but behind the bathroom, behind the shower stall or something there. But the one with the gold girl on the cover, yeah, this record here was amazing, and it just blew my mind. And you can see by the time frame when it was, by what they're wearing. That's how archaeologists in the future will be able to date record albums, by their hair and their shoes, you know. So, and that's Timmy right there, and he's just an amazing bass player, and it's just pretty wild stuff. Probably this record had a lot to do with my playing, and this is my actual record. When I was a little kid, I wrote my name on the drum head, you know, hoping someday that I'd be in a band. And that's Paul Samuel Smith on bass, and of course Jeff Beck on guitar. And this is the Yardbirds, Chris Street on rhythm, and Keith Relf on lead vocals. And I forgot who the drummer was, but I think McCarty. Yeah, and amazing record. Bass is all over the place, totally cool.
Generally, I try to do 4s with 3. So I use 3 fingers, and since most the music that we're involved in is in groups of 4, I generally do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. One lands on a different finger each time. So you can try to get it so it doesn't sound like 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3. It sounds like 1 to 3, 4, 1 to 3, 4, 1 to 3, 4. And you can also sneak this one in if you really want. Like there's a couple things I do like that. And most of the things I do, it sound like a lot of notes going by. It's the simplest, most stupid, ridiculously easy stuff in the world. It's just that number of times that you go over it, the smoother it gets, and the more it sounds like there's more that's actually there.
I do a lot of note playing. I try to do, I don't know if I'm successful or not, but I try to do what's necessary. And when Paul's doing a thing, I'm laying back and I'm holding it together for him. When I'm doing something, he holds it together for me. So we kind of cancel each other out in a way. We cancel the bad parts out, hopefully, and that we don't get into a lot of extended, grandiose, notey things. We kind of it just kind of levels out. It's kind of a natural chemistry that has occurred that I feel very confident with Paul playing guitar. I mean, we can always go off and do a wacko bass or guitar record or something like that and have fun with it. And live, we do lots of stuff, and on our records too, we have lots of time to do some fancy stuff. But we really want to base things around songs. Paul and I, we do this thing. We come off stage and Paul will go, "Hey, look, I'm bleeding there." And so we know if we drew blood that we had a good night. I'll go, "Hey, wait a minute, I got blood here. Okay, we got it." So, but it's just fun. And I think that's as much a function of compressing energies into one thing as it is also that there's people there now. In the studio, there's just Kevin, our producer, and we're hanging around, and it's just laying the songs down, doing it as live as we can. But having people there is a whole different story. Reminds me of in the old days when we used to play this club in Lockport, New York, called After Dark. It was originally called Keystone 90s, and we'd be playing. We'd be up on the stage, and all the seats and tables were back farther. It was kind of a dance area in front of the stage. And we'd be playing, doing the song, getting through the night there. Not a lot of activity on stage, and all of a sudden, sure enough, some girl would come up in this little top and be dancing around in front of us, and all of a sudden you see the band go, "Wah!" Jumping around, flipping around, kicking and spinning and leaping on it. It was amazing. What a little inspiration. We'll do the amount of energy you put in the song.
In Atlanta, Georgia, Paul Gilbert with a drill. Brings out the drill and plays the drill thing, and people are going nuts. 17,000 people sold out at Omni Atlantic. Holds up those hair, it's stuck. It's totally stuck in his head, hopelessly stuck. And his guitars, his feet like crazy, and the whole place is looking. So I run out behind him on stage, and he's on the stage all by himself. I go, "Oh, get behind my amp!" We can't even hear it. People are screaming, guitars, "Get behind my amp!" He's going, "No, put it in reverse." I go, "No, get behind my amp." So sure enough, the roadies are behind the amp. Come on. So I ran out, did a little solo thing, and waiting for him to get done. People in the audience are like, "Are they supposed to do this or what? Is this planned or what?" So sure enough, he got the crew to put it in reverse. So when he put it in reverse and pulled the trigger, going right back and spun around the other way. So. Finally, he got it out of his hair, came back on stage. We completed the show, died of laughter, and then Alex Lifeson drew up a little guy with a drill in his head with an international cross through it, saying, don't play with power tools. So.
I think sometimes I get known for being like an instructor or video lessons and things and situations like that and magazines and all, but 99% of what I do when I'm on stage, I don't have a clue as to what it really is. I can't read music and I don't know, and it's really the truth. A lot of times, the proof is in the pudding. We're in the studio and I'll play like some particular bass line and go, oh wait, what was that? Like, do that again, and I'll be like, make a cassette of it. I'll go in the other room and learn it because it comes and it goes and it's gone and it's really nothing. I really don't concentrate. I always explain to other players, if you're thinking, you're in trouble. If you got to think about it, you're already, you're missing one oar and the other one's slipping out of your hand, So I always try to stress players to just go with what's right for the moment, in their own heart,